Okay, I'm on a roll now. If you are 55 and older, 55, 60, 65, and looking for work, maybe you want to subsidize your Social Security, maybe you want to subsidize your retirement income, maybe you want to subsidize both. Maybe you just want to get back out there and go to work because you are tired of sitting around the house, you're tired of looking at the TV, you've gone out and grown a garden and talking to your neighbors and went on trips and taking cruises and all of that, and now you're thinking, shoot, I want to go to work. Now, you may not want to work full time. You may want to work part time. I'm an older worker. I've been retired for quite a number of years. I'm always on the lookout for an opportunity, and I don't want to work full time. Maybe you would want to work full time. I was talking to a woman in the store the other day. She's retired, and I said, "Are you working part time or full time?" She said, "Full time." I was thinking, more power to you. I don't want to work full time, 40 hours. But anyway, different strokes for different folks. I bet she's not screaming when she get that paycheck though. We're working full time, but I'll have to figure out another way to buffer my income versus 40 hours. But different, everybody's different in terms of what their needs are. So I'm putting this video together for us, for you to say, if you're looking for work and you're concerned about, whether you're going to whether you're going to be successful or not, I am putting this video together to have you think about enhancing your skill set. So on your resume, you want to have a category that says recent skills, because most employers, 99.78, 99%, 100%, you're going to have to do something on the computer. So we can run and we can try and hide, but you're not going to be successful, because employers, they want you to know, you can't be afraid. You can't have a phobia, because everything, as you know, online shopping, online bill pay, everything is pretty much, not everything. I still walk into the bank on occasion, and I like to walk in on occasion, but I also like to do online as well. And so you want to make sure, this is what I want to say, this is the topic of this video, make sure that you have enhanced your skills. What does that mean? Lifelong learning. Lifelong learning, meaning, you got these wonderful brain cells up there, and it pays to keep learning and keep increasing your skill set. And don't feel like, well, I'm older now, it's hard for me to learn. We might be a little bit slower in learning, maybe, I don't know, because I've seen some folks at different jobs recently, and they're pretty mature workers, and they're moving like, I'm like, whoa, and on the computer and laptops and tablets and everything else. And so, but I know they don't have this mindset like, I'm too old, I can't learn all that. No, it's like, when people ask me about my age or whatever, I don't even want to discuss it. It's not that I'm trying to, want to be 19 again, which I do not want to be 19 again, but I don't want anybody to put me in a box and say, because you're a certain age, da 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 da. No. I'm not a box type. I'm not putting me in a box type of person. How about that? Maybe some people want to be put in a box. Well, when you get my age, when you get our age, well, that's you. You talk to yourself now about when we get our age, when you get my age, and all of that. You don't hear that coming out of my mouth. I refuse to have that come out of my mouth. I am grateful. I am blessed to have my wonderful, 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 and I say that, my wonderful right mind. So I don't take that lightly. I'm physically fit. I'm good. I'm enthusiastic. I can bring a lot to the table relative to for an employer in terms of being an asset. Okay, moving right along. But what I want to say is, relative to lifelong learning, we're living in the age of information. So you can go on YouTube and get any kind of information you want. I guarantee you, somebody has done a video It's either how to do it or instructions, tutorials, how do you do this? How do you do that? So there's lots of information on YouTube. Go to YouTube. You want to Google whatever it is that you're looking for relative to learning. And then there are classes at adult schools that you can take for very little cost. I taught at adult school for a long time, and a lot of those courses were absolutely free for the asking. And those individuals who were coming to the adult school, older adults, were enhancing their skills, learning more on the computer, getting more savvy. So you can go to your local adult school. You can also take courses. So that way I don't mind doing things online, but it's kind of nice to get off the computer and actually physically go into a classroom or be in person with someone. So you can do that, adult school, classes online or through a website called Udemy, Udemy. Those classes are very, very reasonable, and oftentimes, even if they're asking $79.95 for the course, a lot of times they're on special for $9.95. I've taken a many a course through Udemy, and you can just type in whatever it is that you're looking to get training in, and then that might be the first step for the training, and then you might decide you want to go on and take more training. And so when you are applying for jobs, you can add that category, recent skills. So you want to just continue to gain skills. Like you might want to gain skills about the latest office software or the latest software that's being used. So you get a familiarity with it. So when someone mentions Salesforce or Microsoft Office, blah, 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 Google Docs or whatever, you're not like, what? You may not have perfected them. I mean, you may not, know them 100%, but you have an open mind and you've been exposed and you know what that particular software or that app offers or what it does. So when you have an opportunity to be in front of that employer, you're not like, when they mentioned, or when you're applying, you can't even indicate that you have you're knowledgeable about software or apps because you don't even know what they're talking about. I was helping one of my sisters who had retired, and she knows I'm always out hustling, and she was asking me about what kind of work I do and how do I find it. And I started talking to her about going on the computer, and she got quiet. I spent a lot of time sharing with her how to look for the work and and she was supposedly listening. And then about 2 months later, she contacted me. She said, what you told me and you sent that information. I don't know what I did with it. I'm thinking, well, could you send it again? I'm thinking, you're not serious. You're not serious. I spent a lot of time sharing with you, the different sites and how you go about looking for work. But what that told me is she's scared of the computer. She does, because I told her, I said, everything is on the computer. So she doesn't want to deal with it. So then might end up babysitting. That's it. Babysitting. I don't think that requires, if you're just doing it for friends and family, that doesn't require any computer work. So that'll be your status. But, different strokes for different folks. Okay, so there's Udemy. There's also Teachable, where you can learn, go on there and learn different skills, get exposed to different softwares, and it doesn't have to be software. It could be whatever it is that you're looking to pursue. You want to learn more about it. So it's lifelong learning again. And you may want to go for some type of short term, I guess you might say, where you take a course or a certification, a course where you get a certification. You might not want to go for 2 or 3 years, but there are courses where you can take them for 3 months or so, and you can become certified. Now, and then when you apply for jobs, you can say, I have a certification, and you have, in the particular, whatever that employer is looking for. And so that way, with the lifelong learning, you will be exposing yourself to what's needed in contemporary times. You're not stuck back in the day. But if you're happy just sitting in the house, retired in your rocking chair with your pajamas on all day, then this video is not for you. But for those of us who are looking to enhance our skills and keep our brain fresh and keep learning, then this video is for you. But like I said, we are living in the age of information. There is so much information out there until it make your head swim. And you can always Google, whatever it is that you're looking for in terms of gaining more experience, getting certification, gaining more knowledge. And we can run from AI if we want to, but AI has a lot of good. You can go to AI and say, give me some examples of some jobs related to whatever field of work. As an older worker, you could say something like that and see what they come up with. And you might be surprised what AI suggests to you relative to employment opportunities and for consideration. AI is very thorough. Like I said, we can run, we can hide. AI has its pros and cons, but it can be a very useful tool to help you navigate this whole new world of work in 2025 so that you can be successful. If you say you want to attain employment and you want to, employers want someone who is fresh, who is learning, who's not somebody stale and, well, I always did it like that. No. Well, you keep doing it like that. We're going on to the next candidate. Anyway, I'm going to close out now. My name is Maria. I have been a career advisor and life skills coach for over 25 years. I have a master's degree, teaching credential, you name it, I got it. And then some. It's not a boast, but I worked hard for all of the above. And I love sharing with kindred spirits like yourself. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment. And, if there's any questions, any area I can help you in, I'd love to help you in any way I possibly can. Again, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I wish you much, much success. Stay encouraged. And I hope to see you at the top. Why? Because that's where I hang out. All right. Bye-bye for now. Maria signing off. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Stay tuned for even more. Bye-bye for now.